Welcome back, guys, to the Sideline Scientist. Here we are again, mixing up the rights you need to know about the NFL news.
All right, guys. Today we're going to talk about superstars on the trading block. Now that's a big thing. Usually you don't see your superstars on the trading block, but this in this NFL season you've got to be willing to trade. You got to take some risks, some gambles. And the first one's coming from my team. I think both of my players are going to come from my team today. And the first one I've got is going to be Byron Jones from the Cowboys. Shockingly enough, he's coming up on a contract year, and the Cowboys have pushed the buttons too much with cap room, in my opinion, especially with the signing of DeMarcus Lawrence. We've pushed too many buttons. So what are we going to do? Let's trade him and get something back out of it. I'm not saying this is a definite. I'm not saying this is for sure going to happen. But hey, what's a good way to get rid of some cap? Let's just trade him. Let's get him off the books. Let's trade him and get him off the books. I'm not saying it's necessarily him. It could be someone else that we don't want to sign. Amari Cooper's coming up on contract here. Dak Prescott, Zeke. Now I think Zeke and Dak they're probably more than likely wanting to keep over Amari and Byron, but just look for the Cowboys, at least one of their superstars, to be in some trade talks this year.
I agree. Y'all, I got too many people coming up, and somebody's gonna have to go. I will
Yep.
say that. All right, now I will say that this shouldn't come to a shocker to many people, but AJ Green is on the trading block, and I can honestly see this one happening because the Bengals more and more look like a team that's ready for a complete rebuild.
For
They
sure.
just got their head coach, and I just don't see Andy Dalton being Zach Taylor's guy. I think he might ride it this season until he finds his guy, but you're going to come in with a rookie quarterback, and then to have a top pick and be positioned to get a quarterback like that,
For sure.
you're going to have to get rid of guys that are playmakers.
Yep.
And AJ Green is 30, still a top five Hall of Fame caliber receiver to me
For sure.
because he's been on this team this whole time and nothing but putting up numbers and numbers and numbers.
Keeping them in games.
AJ Green is a Pro Bowl top five receiver and he is on the trading block. I'd be calling the Bengals about this guy because they're in a complete rebuild. They don't have the talent to keep up in this division because the Browns have just went over the top. The Ravens have a stifling defense and a young quarterback. And then the Steelers with Big Ben are always going to be viable because they're still going to have a top five offense. And if they have a good draft, they have a pretty decent defense. So, in my opinion, the Bengals are the fourth worst team in this division, and they're not bad to me. So I really think because Andy Dalton is a starting caliber quarterback.
Not a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but a starting quarterback. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. And that is because of AJ Green. AJ Green's a guy that'll put up 3 touchdowns in one game for you,
For sure. And 300 yards, you know.
and he'll win a game for you, and that's why I think he's on the trading block because the Bengals want to lose games, not win games.
All right. Now, my next one's going to be a little different. It's from a team that's definitely tanking. Definitely tanking. They've already got the number one pick this year, so it should come as no surprise. Now, I think Patrick Peterson could be a big guy on the trading block this year. Patrick Peterson has played for the Cardinals for I don't know how long and seen all the ups and downs from the Cardinals, but I think that it's time for him to move on, finish his career strong somewhere that he can win him another ring. And if the Cardinals are serious about this rebuilding stuff, let's get some value out of him while he's still decently valuable. You know, I mean, this is a guy that we can consider a premier kick returner, punt returner, a
Mm-hmm.
premier cornerback. I mean, we can put him anywhere. So let's use that as trade value and get something back out of it. Let's get 2 or 3 draft picks out of them. They don't have to be first round, second rounds. They can be third and fourth rounders. Here lately, every gem has come from the third round. Alvin Kamara. I mean, we're looking at the third round being one of the prime rounds in the draft now. So let's see what we can get for Patrick Peterson. That's who I'm really thinking that. I just think that he needs a new team, a new fresh breath of a new fresh breath in the NFL, if you will.
All right, so I've noticed more and more. This is a trend I'm starting to see in the NFL, and I expect this to happen a lot more. You'll notice that these guys will get placed on franchise tags. It's
Mm-hmm.
all started because of Le'Veon Bell, and then they'll throw in a sit out until they actually get their extension. What they want is a long-term contract. They want to feel flexibly stable with this organization. You notice with Demarcus Lawrence, he threatened to sit out.
Mm-hmm.
Then Frank Clark is now sitting out. And Jadeveon Clowney is a guy that I highly see on the trading block because the Texans are viable. We do not need a star player wanting to sit on our watch. So if they can get picks or maybe even maybe even some quality players for him, I can highly see that because Jadeveon Clowney is going to get wanting to get paid probably Khalil Mack money, honestly, easily. And with JJ Watt, you have the flexibility to not need to pay him that.
Yeah.
Because right now Clowney is just a luxury. He's not a need. So we could trade him and be okay. But you could get a lot for this guy because he's still young and arguably
And
a Pro
arguably a
Bowl
top 10 pass
caliber.
rusher.
Yeah, arguably a great player. The former number one overall pick I could really see on the move because look at my team, the Niners, just traded for D Ford, who was a tagged player who wasn't going to resign with this team.
Yep.
So I can honestly see teams starting to tag their guys and trading them for picks.
I mean, hey, it's a way to clear some books. It's a little finesse around the books, if you
It
will.
really is. It really is.
So, anyways, guys, that's been 2 players that we will notice on the trading block now. I'm sure there's other players we could have mentioned, probably more superstar-like, but these are guys that we feel are more than likely you could see traded. Anyways, that's been the Sideline Scientist giving you the method around the NFL.